Everybody, welcome to What the Flick, Doctor Who, Season 9, Episode 7,
Zygon Invasion.
Zygon Invasion. This is going to be a lot of me deferring, because as soon as this episode started with flashbacks, I'm like, oh, great.
I'm curious about this, because these were from episodes just before you started watching. And I wonder, was that even remotely enough information for you to know what the hell was going on?
The barest. I would say there was enough exposition carried on throughout that I was like, okay, I guess I see what's happening here, and I understand what the stakes are and how we got here.
All that really matters is that there's an uneasy alliance between humans and shapeshifters pretending to be humans.
Right.
And
like in Pompoko.
Exactly. Well, except in Pompoko, no one knows that the raccoons with the shape-changing testicles are among us.
Right.
Here, the government does.
Gotcha.
But the raccoons with shape-changing testicles are actually like squid tentacle monsters that you have to fondle to use their computers.
Yes, I got all of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And David Tennant is not actually in this episode.
He just has clips in the flashback.
Right.
Was there rumors that he would be?
No, I just was sad. Just when I saw the flashback, I was like, maybe no.
Okay, I did want to throw this one out. Was that a big deal that there were multiple doctors at the time? Or okay, yeah.
That's been done before, but it hadn't been done in a really long time, except for like one 3 to 5 minute short they did for charity.
Gotcha.
But there was a time when they did like 3 doctors. I think they even did 5 doctors once. They were going to try to bring Christopher Eccleston back, but I think he's just so done with it that they had to.
No more.
They had to invent a new transition that they never had before.
He had a very tough week on The Leftovers. So
my apologies. My apologies, Christopher Eccleston, who's actually a very nice guy. But so it was a big deal. The Zygon thing was kind of not the most important part of that episode even.
No.
It was kind of just this filler bit. Although the doctor was serious when he said he had snogged a Zygon. He had snogged a Zygon when she was pretending to be Queen Elizabeth.
Well, sure.
You know, like you do.
As you do.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Take us in.
So,
what do we got?
I'm trying to remember what's the inciting incident here? How does the Uneasy Alliance go into full-on...
Well, basically, just the baby Zygons are just, they're feeling kind of, we don't want to be humans. They feel that their birthright is taken away. And I'm actually kind of glad that we're revisiting the storyline. I thought, like you said, in the whole special with the War Doctor, it was kind of, why are the Zygons here? It was an interesting vehicle to tell a better story, but they could have been used better, and I'm glad they brought them back. But, basically what's going on is you actually have a race of creatures that, feel like, hey, we want to be who we are, not this other race. And I feel it's an interesting overall story. And, hey, another thing, hybrids.
Yeah, they keep bringing it. We don't even know who it's going to be. I feel like it's going to end up being a surprise now. Every episode we decide where a new person might be the hybrid that they decided to... but it's one of the better episodes Doctor Who I've seen in a while that actually does seem to have some sort of social or political relevance.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you can apply this storyline to just about anything. All of our refugee paranoia right now. You can talk everything going on with Israel and Palestine.
The notion of assimilationism.
Yeah, the idea that by being warlike, we are creating generations that don't know anything but war and become more frustrated by it and perpetuate a cycle.
Sure.
All of that stuff is pretty great. Actually, I really dig this episode for the most part. Another thing, as some people may have noticed, is that Osgood is back.
Yes.
I was very happy about that. I remember.
Really? Were you?
I remember when I saw it, they had the 2 Osgoods at the front of it. I'm just like, first off, that's very cute that they had the question mark vest. I hadn't seen that in a while. But secondly, it was like, oh yeah, there were 2 of those. I actually forgot about. I was so pissed when they killed Osgood at the end of last season, and I was like, oh, we have 2 Osgoods. Oh, that's good. But I wonder if the offer to make her the new companion still stands, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was looking forward to that. I was really looking forward to replacing Jenna Coleman.
Explain President of Earth to me, please.
Well, that was at the end of last season.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Missy took over all the Cybermen, the very last episode, they kind of shoehorned it in right at the minute. But basically, what they decided was, if there's going to be all of these alien species that are actually coming to Earth, and it happens every season, like Earth gets invaded, like again.
Right.
they decided they do need one representative, and who better than the Doctor?
I feel like Ambassador of Earth, though, might be a better title than President.
You know, aliens do always ask, take me to your leader.
It's true. That is true.
But he was, I'm sorry, like, can we see his birth certificate? He was born, he's not from here. Like, I feel like that's like the one rule.
This is true.
Is that they should probably be from here.
Also, I need to point out, having been to New Mexico, the New Mexican police officer flag or uniform does not have the actual Mexican flag on it.
That was the Mexican,
the old Mexican flag?
Yeah, it has the original like Mexican. So my boyfriend actually grew up in New Mexico, and he's like, wait a second, this is really awkward. So it actually has like the Mexican flag on it, and we're like, this is not right. So it was really, I thought that was weird.
I was proud of myself for immediately picking up that Truth or Consequences was a clue.
Yeah.
I actually was like, I remember that show, and I remember that there was a town named after that show.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing this episode and going, oh, there are young people who don't know either of those things.
Yeah.
They don't know that Truth or Consequences was a show and that it's cool that there's a place called, unless they're huge Kiefer Sutherland fans.
I was going to say, there was that movie that my friend Kim Dickens is in.
Oh, no kidding.
Which is the only reason I saw it.
It's one of the post-Tarantino, we're kind of like Tarantino, but then no one will ever remember us.
Yeah,
movies,
believe me, slight digression. I programmed a film festival from 95 to 99, and it was the post Reservoir Dogs era, which was pretty painful. But then I thought, at least I got out before the post My Big Fat Greek Wedding era.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a whole other thing. Anyway, back to Doctor Who. Clara haters will be thrilled, I'm sure, by this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that coming, though.
Yeah.
Like, people are being abusive to their kid. I'll leave politely.
That's not her. And also when you have
the British, they don't like to.
No. But when you have shapeshifters, come on, like, what do you expect? Like, why are we so trusting that everyone is who they say they are? I don't even know if that Osgood is the Osgood that she says she. Yeah, well, I mean,
she's not saying she is.
But yeah, but I mean, at the end, it's kind of like trust no one. Isn't that what?
Right.
Come on, Doctor, learn from X-Files.
I feel like I'm hoping they surprise me, but I feel like I kind of see where they're going with this, because the whole psychic connection thing, and we're going to find out that, like, oh, the aliens are going to psychically connect to the humans and find out what it's like to be human, and we're all going to, because that was the cool thing about the end of the last Zygon storyline, was their idea of you can't have like a perfect peace unless everyone's not out for number one. Everyone's actually looking for the greater good for everybody, and the only way to do that is to remove everyone's allegiances. I feel like we might just be in for a repeat of that if we have these psychic links with everyone. I'm like, oh, Clara actually cares about the Doctor, and I'm kind of Clara. Dude, I have something in my nose.
Let us give them the benefit of the doubt that if they're revisiting this storyline, they have something new to do with it, but we'll know next week, I guess.
Indeed we shall.
In the meantime, I did like the little blonde Moppets being the leaders of the horrible alien race. That was fun.
I like that. I like Dr. Funkenstein and Dr. Disco.
Yes.
I hope one of those is actually his real name.
We can only hope.
Yes.
We'll find out next week, maybe.